If you don't believe Trae Young's an all NBA guard, you're lying to yourself. And sorry I look like and sound like this. KU is going to the national championship. So we can say I had a long night last night. Either way, I'm coming from you guys here in Lawrence, Kansas. And Trae Young over the last 9 games, for the season, basically he's averaging 28 points. And over the last 9 games, he's averaging a double-double with 11 assists, okay? And the thing is, people don't even credit Trae Young for being, like, the pickpocketer he is. I'm not saying he's a great defender or a good one, but, like, he's a guy who pickpockets people. And I do think that's an undervalued thing. And another thing is he grabs, like, 3 to 4 boards a night. And he's just, let's just talk about it, because he controls the Atlanta Hawks' destiny. Like he should. But the thing is like, look, we saw the Atlanta Hawks win their most important game against the Brooklyn Nets, 122 to 115, which gave the Atlanta Hawks the sole possession of the 8th place in the Eastern Conference. Yes, Kevin Durant scored 55 points, but the thing is, the Nets fell back with a tie now with the Hornets for the 9th place in the conference and gave the Hawks a lock. So here's what I want to talk. Trae Young is doing it again, okay? We've come to expect Trae Young to do Trae Young things, okay? He's literally the only player that we could say is the closest thing to the second coming of Steph Curry, and that's not even being, like, over-exaggerating. Like and subscribe, guys. One of your thoughts down below, and, follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you want. But anyway, the thing was about this spectacular offensive performance against the Nets is how he can take over games in the final moments. Let me take a sip of coffee. He put up 36 points, 10 assists, and 6 rebounds on 42%. And there was times where you can obviously feel like your shots were forced, but he delivered them. That's when, even if shots are forced, if you hit them, it doesn't matter if they're forced. Okay, yeah, Brooklyn was cutting down the lead, but Young comes back and starts hitting threes and floaters all over the freaking team, and that's what he does. And this is the kind of game on a stage where the stakes are huge, they're massive, and they could be enough to swing voters to give Trae Young one of the All-NBA team spots. And I'm not saying he's first or second team calling, guys. He's third team. He's a third team All-NBA guard. Let's be honest. There's 6 guard spots, and if we have to put it right now off the top of my head, god dang, why are we doing this off the top of my head? But I do think we can make a case. I made a video about what the All-NBA guy who continues to play well, and supposedly his current chances at making it are 14 people said no, 8 said yes, and 23 maybes as of 2 weeks ago, or as a week ago. But look, Trae Young is not a lock, but he's a guy that, look, Morant, Doncic, Curry, Booker, and Paul are all guys that are ahead of him. So if you can make the case that he's right behind those guys, I think he is. And I don't think this should be a difficult decision. As someone with, the experience of watching how these awards work out, I think he's undoubtedly one of the best point guards in the league, top 6 guard in the league, and top 10 easily. And he's done his part. He's elevated his game continuously every year. He's having the best season of his career, and he continues to show on a nightly basis. Even when he's not shooting well, he can dominate a game, okay? I also want to say I thought he was locked in defensively. He spent most of the night like guarding Patty Mills, who was 0 for 7 from the floor. And look, Trae Young is not Nate McMillan's former Seattle SuperSonics teammate, Gary Payton. But I think he's becoming a nuisance defensively. And that's what you want to see out of him. Physically, he's never going to become an elite defender. It will not happen. And again, these are the type of performances that you see from Trae Young. You get nervous, okay? And that if the Hawks play somebody in the playoffs, that Trae Young is fully capable of taking this team back to the Eastern Conference. Also, guys, people are saying DeLon Wright's trash. I'm sorry, guys. DeLon Wright's the backup point guard this team has needed. He's not flashy, doesn't do too much, and he has big games when they're needed, okay? And if you look at the box score of DeLon Wright, it's not going to tell you, but DeLon Wright had a phenomenal game, even though he had 3 of 6 for shooting, 4 rebounds, and an assist, which is usual we see from him. But he held Kyrie Irving to just 3 of 9 in his matchups, okay? Irving, yeah, he had 31 points, but it was inefficient. And a combination of Wright and Kevin Huerter made life difficult for Kyrie Irving offensively. And there's plays like that, hustle plays that, Wright does that you're like, good shit. And then, Trae Young's on and off numbers past 2 seasons have been dramatically skewed because Atlanta never had backup point guard, but the Hawks have been efficiently better with Young off the floor than they have in previous years, and that's because now Wright and Bogdanovic have played well with the second unit as Bogdan has become their sixth man, and they don't blow leads anymore, which was a very common theme in past years. It's bizarre for me to say this, but McMillan recently said Wright was going to be completely out of the rotation, and I think he's good. The Hawks should seriously consider re-signing him as he'll be an unrestricted free agent this offseason. Now, Danilo Gallinari has been a guy who, look, the Hawks have a bench mob, and the players have dubbed themselves. This is like what they need to do. Look, Big O, Onyeka Okongwu, dude, he's a rebounding beast, and he's kind of giving them a reason that, like, could replace Clint Capella sooner rather than later, in my opinion. You know, Lou Williams, a little microwave, 10, 15 minutes a night. DeLon Wright's a pass, defensive first guard, and Danilo Gallinari is a beast. And Gallinari punished Brooklyn when it switched Irving or Mills onto him in the post. He's so good at scoring over the top of defenders. Those two have no chance of stopping him. We've already mentioned Wright's impact. I just want to say, like, this is a good team. And as we head, you know, like, they've had 2 7-game winning streaks. They're currently on a 5-game winning streak right now. So I think this is good. And yes, John Collins is out, and there's still no timetable for his return due to the finger injury. So we'll figure it out. Right now, it looks like Atlanta could be playing Brooklyn again if Brooklyn's the 10th seed. I think they would like to go against the Hornets. But guys, what a time to be alive, am I right? What a time to be alive. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts. A little long video today. We got into it today. We really did. Shout out The Athletic for that article. It also is 8:49 in the morning. Your boy. Dude, what do I do? Why am I up? You know? Who does this? This can't be healthy, am I right? Coco, Chanel. You know, that song's good. I'm not going to lie. That song kind of goes. I don't know if you guys are really like and subscribe, guys. I'm going to go get breakfast. My girlfriend wants an Egg McMuffin. I wanted Einstein Bros, but that's just because I'm Jewish. I am Jewish. I'm a Sephardic Jew. Also, I feel like there's a small chance someone's going to be like, oh, you're a Jew, I'm going to unsubscribe. I know it's not like 1943, but like, there's like I've just found out, and I didn't just find out, like, but you'd be surprised by this shit today. I'm just kidding. I don't know what we're talking about. Goodbye, guys.